Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a World Chalice deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely fun deck to play that can make some incredible boards. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of our notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name scratched in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Chosen by the World Chalice. This card is a key combo piece in the deck, and just an awesome card overall to be able to summon out to your side of the field to be able to go in for some link plays. We then play a single copy of Crowned by the World Chalice. This card is also really good as a 1-of in the deck to help you go in for all of your awesome combos because it's so easy to summon normal monsters in this build. We then play 3 copies of Lee the World Chalice Fairy. This card is an amazing 3-of in the deck that's basically the Stratos of the deck. And if it's normal or special summon, you get to add a World Chalice monster from your deck to your hand, and if it's in your graveyard, you can actually send a monster from your hand or field to the grave to add this card back to your hand, which is a great ability that you can basically just search out anything that you need. We then play 3 copies of World Legacy World Chalice. This card is an awesome combo piece in the deck, as it has a broken ability that if a monster is special summoned from the X deck, except during the damage step, you can tribute this card and then send that monster to the graveyard, which is a really awesome ability. But the main effect that we use on this card is if this face-up normal summoned or set card leaves the field, you get to special summon 2 World Chalice monsters from your deck, except another copy of World Chalice, which is an awesome ability to instantly bring out 2 monsters to your side of the field by just summoning this card out to your side of the field as your normal summon, and then basically linking it away to be able to summon out 2 monsters to your side of the field, which is such a cool effect. We then play 2 copies of World Chalice Guard Dragon. This card is an awesome extender for the deck and definitely a 2-of in the build, as this card has the ability when a card or effect is activated that targets your linked monster quick effect, you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to negate the activation if you do destroy that card, but you can banish this card in the graveyard and then target a normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position to a zone a link monster points to, which is such a cool effect to basically just use this card as an extender to get an additional monster out on your side of the field, like one of our vanilla monsters. We then play 3 copies of Apple Dragon. Apple Dragon is definitely a 3-of in the build because we're actually playing some really cool synchros in the extract, like our copy of Ib the World Chalice, which is such a cool card to be able to summon out. But this card is really good as an extender because if you face up non-effect monsters on the field, you can special summon this card in your hand, and also during your main phase, if you synchro summoned this turn, you can actually banish this card in the graveyard to special summon a 100 Apples token to your side of the field that is a Worm Light level 2, 100 attack, 100 defense, and the player who summoned it can treat it as a tuner for a synchro summon, which is a great effect that we can actually summon out a tuner token to our side of the field, but it's really good just to summon out so we can use it as a link play. We then play 3 copies of Water Enchantress. Water Enchantress is an amazing 3-of in the deck. It's basically play the adventure package in the deck, as the adventure package is so powerful in this build because we really don't need our normal summon, because we have a lot of ways we can actually just special summon out our copy of Lee, and the effect of our World Chalice actually goes off when it touches the graveyard, so it's not a normal summon monster's effect. So it's really cool to be able to use in this deck to basically get to your copy of Rite of Arameser so we can go in for our adventure package in this build. We then play a single copy of Wandering Griffin Rider. Wandering Griffin Rider is basically just a negate, which is absolutely insane to just summon this card out to your side of the field to protect your plays. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3-of in the build just to stop the opponent from touching the deck. We also play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really good overall in the build to just stop your opponent's monster effects. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is an amazing 1-of in the build just to stop your opponent from hand trapping you while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of World Legacy Succession. This card is a searchable monster reborn, definitely making this card a 1-of in the build. We then play 3 copies of Rite of Arameser. Rhinover Macer is an amazing 3-of that basically gets you your copy of Fateful Adventure and generates you a copy of an adventure token on your side of the field, which is absolutely amazing. This card is really good as a 3-of in the build to basically just use this engine to get your copy of Wandering Griffin Rider and set up your plays to make sure your plays are going to go through. We then play a single copy of Fateful Adventure. Fateful Adventure is just really good overall in the build to be able to work with our adventure package, because this card helps us get to our copy of our Draco back and our copy of Wandering Griffin Rider, which is really cool. We also play a single copy of Draco back, which is basically just a bounce, which is really good to be able to play in the deck. So we can equip this card to our copy of our adventure token, so we can use it as a bounce on our side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Primite Lordy Load. Lordy Load is really good as a 3-of in the build to basically just activate this card and add a Primite card from your deck to your hand, essentially getting you to your copy of Primite Roar. Roar is really good because this card is basically like the unexpected die of the deck, to basically just use this card to pay 2,000 life points to declare one normal monster card's name, and then the declared normal monster, you basically get to special summon from your deck to your side of the field in defense position if you don't control a monster, which is such a powerful effect to basically use this card like an unexpected die. We then play a single copy of Drill Beam. Drill Beam is just really good overall in the deck to be able to use, because this card is basically a spot removal card, which is so cool to be able to use in the deck. You reveal a Primite card or a null monster in your hand, except a copy of Drill Beam, or if you control a normal monster or a level 5 or higher Primite monster, except a token, you can activate this card without revealing a card, and then target a face-up card on the field and negate its effect. If we do, banish it, which is such a cool ability to be able to use. But if you don't have copies of Lordy Load, you can change these out for Unexpected Dies, for 3 copies of Unexpected Die, and then play like 3 copies of Droll for the other cards if you want to, for more options for you guys. Or you can't play 3 copies of Roar for a more budget option, and 3 copies of Unexpected Die. But I would highly recommend, if you don't have the copies of the Primite Lordy Load, just play 3 copies of Unexpected Die, and then 3 copies of Droll for 3 more hand traps in the deck. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start off with 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of build just to stop your opponent from basically using monster effects, and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. We then also play a single copy of Angel Statue. Angel Statue is just really good overall in the deck to be able to work with our copy of Still Hat Rabbit, which is an awesome link monster that we can use in this build to basically just set our copy of our Azarun to our side of the field to basically use it as a special summon negate, which is just really, really good. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with a single copy of Ib. Ib is really good as a 1-of in the build, but you only really need a single copy of this card. It helps out a lot overall in this deck, because this card has the ability for this card's Synchro Summon. You can actually treat a World Chalice null monster you control as a tuner, which is a great ability to be able to instantly bring out one of your null monsters to your side of the field, which is why we play 2 copies of the level 3 and 1 copy of the level 2 to basically use them as tuners to step into our copy of our Ib. And this card is a great ability. If this card is Synchro Summon, you actually get to add a World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. And if this card is Synchro Summon, is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can actually special summon a World Chalice monster from your deck or graveyard, which is a great effect to be able to use, especially to bring out something to your side of the field like a copy of Lee, which is going to give you an additional search, which is just absolutely insane to bring out a World Chalice monster. We only have a single copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax. This card is so cool in the deck, and just a really cool card to be able to play in the deck for the lore alone of this card. And it's just really awesome to be able to summon out this card to your side of the field, especially if you use IP to be able to make it, because it basically just comes out as an absolute tank of a boss monster for your opponent to deal with. And then a single copy of Nightmare Griffin. This card is a part of our inboard to be able to just summon out to our side of the field. It's basically a walking one-sided skill drain. It also helps us recover our basically our cards that are in the graveyard, because if this card's link summon, you can discard a card, target a spell or trap in the graveyard, and set it to your side of the field, which is a great ability to be able to recover one of our spells and traps. And then a single copy of Access Code Talker. Access Code just comes out absolutely massive, and upon multiple cards on the field, helping us go in for game. One copy of Ningirsu. Ningirsu is really cool in the deck as a one-of as well, as this card basically just spot removes cards off the field and helps you draw cards, because if it's link summon, you can draw cards equal to the number of World Chalice monsters this card points to, which is such a powerful effect to be able to use. And also, once per turn, you can actually send one card from each player's field to the graveyard, which is a great ability to be able to use. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can actually special summon a World Chalice monster from your hand, which a lot of your World Chalice extract monsters actually share that effect to help you just extend your plays. We play a single copy of Avram. Avram is really good as a one-of in the build, because this card helps you get monsters out of the graveyard, as it gains 3 attack for each World Legacy monster in your graveyard with a different name, and also you contribute a World Chalice monster this card points to, and then target one other monster in your graveyard and special summon it to a zone this card points to, which is a great effect to actually bring back link monsters to your side of the field off this card's effect, so you can basically keep link climbing or just summon back something really big. We then play a single copy of Ib. Ib is really good as a one-of in the build, because this card is just so hard for your opponent to deal with once you summon it out. This link card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and your opponent cannot target this linked card with card effects either, making it so hard for your opponent to deal with this card. Also, if a monster this card points to would be destroyed by card effect, you can actually sim this card to the grave instead, giving you a little bit of protection. We then play a single copy of Lib, the World Key Blade Master. This card is absolutely insane through the deck, because this card has the ability during your main phase, you can actually set a World Legacy spell or trap directly from your deck, but it cannot be activated this turn while you have no World Legacy monster in the graveyard, which you always will. And it's really good to be able to set your copy of Succession to your side of the field off this card's effect. Also, if this linked card is sent to the graveyard as a link material, you can shuffle one card on the field back in the deck, non-targeting, which is absolutely broken. And play a single copy of SP, because this card is a double interruption. One copy of Still Hat Rabbit, so we can set our copy of Azarun to our side of the field, because this card is really good in the deck as a one-of. And play a single copy of IP. IP is great in the deck as a one-of as well. Basically, just link summon during your opponent's turn into your copy of SP or your copy of Avramax, which is amazing. Play a single copy of Gravity Controller, because if you make your copy of Ib, the Synchro monster, in your extra monster zone, you can basically link it away for Gravity Controller, so you can get its effect to go off to bring out another World Legacy monster to your side of the field, which is great to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Link Spider, because we do play vanilla monsters in this deck, so it comes in very handy overall in the build. Play a single copy of Mduk. Mduk is amazing in this build, because it gives us an additional normal summon of a World Chalice monster, which is such a powerful ability. And then finally play a single copy of Alamiraj. Alamiraj is great in the deck as a one-of, to basically just use this card just in case we need him, to be able to link away our copy of World Legacy World Chalice to get its effect to go off. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a World Legacy deck or a World Chalice deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try. It's so cool for the lore alone, but you can make some absolutely insane boards on your side of the field, sending out multiple link monsters to your side of the field, and just making an unbreakable board, which is so cool. So that's gonna be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next so you can come part of notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.